The greatest trick the system ever played on you was convincing you that wealth is impossibly complex. They told you it's advanced mathematics, something mystical, available only to geniuses, lucky ones, or the chosen. But it's not. It's simple arithmetic. It's laughably primitive. The reason you're not rich isn't lack of intelligence or a broken economy. It's that you're living by a moral code designed to keep you poor. You're playing checkers while the rich are at war. Niccolo Machiavelli, author of the Manual on Wielding Power, understood this 500 years ago. He looked at the world and saw a simple truth. The universe doesn't reward virtue, it rewards effectiveness. You struggle because you're trying to be a good employee, a conscientious saver, a model citizen. You're waiting for the world to hand you a gold star for your suffering. But the world doesn't care about your suffering. It respects only one thing: leverage. I'm about to show you the operating system of the wealthy. It's impolite, it's unfair, but it works. Law number 1, the economics of pain. Stop following your passion. Passion is a hobby. Passion is for weekends. If you want wealth, you must follow pain. Machiavelli knew that a prince gains power not by what he enjoys. He gains power by solving the chaos that terrifies his subjects. Money is nothing more than evidence of problem solved. The bigger the problem, the bigger the check. The more painful the problem, the more desperate the buyer. Look at your current life. You're probably paid for your time. You show up, perform a task, leave. This is peasant behavior at Machiavelli's court. You're trading your finite life force for a fixed rate. It's a losing deal. The wealthy don't trade time. They trade solutions to painful problems. Think about it. Why does a cardiac surgeon earn more than a janitor? Because the pain of a dirty floor is an annoyance. The pain of a stopped heart is death. If you're poor, it's because the problems you solve are too small, too easy, or too common. You solve problems anyone can solve. Therefore, you're easily replaceable. And if you're easily replaceable, you have no leverage. Machiavelli advised, make yourself indispensable to someone. Don't make them love you, make them need you. Love isn't constant. Need binds. Law number 2, the fox and the trap. Most of you were raised on the donkey doctrine. Work hard, keep your head down, carry the load. Eventually, the farmer will reward you. Machiavelli laughs at this. He wrote, "The lion cannot protect itself from traps, and the fox cannot defend itself from wolves. Therefore, one must be a fox to recognize traps and the lion to frighten wolves." The donkey works to exhaustion. The fox observes the system and finds shortcuts. The trap you're in is the belief that effort equals wealth. It doesn't. If effort equaled wealth, the construction worker sweating in the sun would be a billionaire, and the guy in a suit moving capital on a laptop would be broke. Reality shows the opposite. Why? Because the market doesn't pay for effort, it pays for results. The donkey uses brute force. The fox uses leverage. Leverage is the art of getting more output per unit of input. It's the rich's secret mechanism. Law number 3, perception is reality. Here's a harsh truth that may hurt your feelings. You're not paid what you're worth. You're paid what people think you're worth. Machiavelli wrote, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience who you truly are. In the wealth game, appearance isn't a vanity metric, it's a utility metric. If you look cheap, you'll be bargained down. If you look desperate, you'll be exploited. If you look insecure, people won't invest in you. Take 2 consultants. Consultant A is brilliant but shows up in a wrinkled shirt, speaks timidly, and responds to emails instantly because they desperately need work. Consultant B is average but has an impeccable website, speaks with slow authority, is hard to reach, and charges 10x more. Who gets the contract? Consultant B. Every time. Why? Because the client assumes expensive equals good. They assume hard to reach equals in demand. Price is a signal. When you raise your prices, you're not just earning more money, you're attracting a higher quality audience. Law number 4, ruthless elimination. You think you need more to get rich, more ideas, more contacts, more hours in the day? Machiavelli would say you need less. A prince cannot rule if his court is full of parasites, jesters, and traitors. He must expel them. Your life is probably cluttered with poverty factors. First, people. I won't repeat the cliché about being the average of the 5 people you spend time with. I'll say it darker. You are the victim of the tolerance you permit. If you tolerate friends who complain about the economy, you'll absorb their victim psychology. If you tolerate partners who crave security over freedom, they'll anchor you to the ground. Machiavelli was ruthless about those who didn't contribute to the state's stability. You must be ruthless about cutting out those who don't contribute to your future stability. This isn't manifested in malice, but in quarantine. Mindset is contagious. Poverty is a virus that spreads through words. Second, eliminate information noise. You consume hours of content that makes you angry, envious, or distracted. This is mental poison. Rich people consume information that gives them an edge. Poor people consume it as escapism. Law number 5, the amoral shift. Here, we step away from comfortable advice. You were taught that money is the root of all evil, that the rich are greedy and poverty is noble. Machiavelli taught that the prince must learn not to always be good. This doesn't mean being evil, it means being effective. The world isn't the Disney cartoon. It's a competition for finite resources. If you feel guilty about taking money, you'll repel it. You need to change your attitude toward exchange. When selling something valuable, you're not just taking money, you're exchanging value. But here's a harsher truth. The market doesn't care about your intentions. It cares about results. You must be willing to be aggressive. You must be willing to compete. If you open a business, you're trying to capture market share from someone else. You're trying to feed yourself, which may mean depriving them of food. That's the nature of the game. Law number 6, the fortress of preservation. Machiavelli devoted as much time to describing ways to hold power as to conquering it. He knew that people quickly change their nature when their interests change. The world seeks to take your money back. The government wants it as taxes. Corporations want it through consumerism. Inflation wants it through devaluation. Friends and family want it as favors. If you earn $1 million and spend $1 million, you're not rich. You're just a highly paid conduit. You're a pipe through which money flowed. Wealth is what remains in the reservoir. The system is designed to make you a consumer. Every ad, every algorithm, every social pressure is aimed at making you part with your capital. Here's the rule. You never buy luxury items with your labor. You buy luxury items with interest from your assets. Law number 7, weaponize time. Let's return to the concept of leverage, but apply to your life. You're dying. I don't say this to depress you, but to wake you. Every passing second is a second you'll never get back. The poor sell their time. The rich buy time. This is the fundamental difference. When you clean your house, you're saying your time is worth the $20 an hour you'd pay a cleaner. When you stand in line to save $5, you value your life in pennies. Machiavelli knew that a ruler cannot do everything. He must delegate. You must be obsessed with your effective hourly rate. If you want to become a millionaire, your time must be worth $500 an hour. If you're doing a task that could be done for $20, you're losing $480 every hour. Law number 8, the unfair advantage. The world convinces you to play fair. Machiavelli calls for victory. In finance, this is called asymmetry. You look for bets where potential losses are limited but wins are infinite. Employment has limited upside potential. You'll never earn 1,000x your salary next month. But downside risks are total. You can be fired. This is bad asymmetry. Starting a business, creating content, or investing in a risky but promising asset, worst case, you lose some time or money. Best case, your life changes forever. You need to look for unfair advantages. What do you know that others don't? Who do you know that others don't? What are you willing to do that others aren't? Find your edge. Sharpen it to lethality. Law number 9, the end of hope. This is the final and most brutal law. Hope is a strategy for fools. I hope I get a raise.
I hope the economy improves. I hope I get lucky. Machiavelli despised those who relied on fortune. He admired virtù, ability, courage. Stop hoping. Start planning. A plan isn't a dream. A plan is a sequence of actions. Acquire a valuable skill. Apply that skill to solve an urgent problem. Charge for it. Use the money to buy assets. Repeat until you achieve freedom. This is boring. This is monotonous. This is simple. The only variable is your discipline. Are you willing to do boring work when you don't feel like it? Are you willing to learn while others party? Are you willing to risk looking foolish? Find your edge. Sharpen it to lethality. Conclusion. The choice is yours. Why is getting rich simpler than you think? Because you complicate it with emotions. You inject fear, guilt, pride, and expectations into a simple equation of value exchange. Strip away emotions. Look at the board. The rules are obvious. Identify a problem, offer a solution, use systems, protect capital, reclaim time. That's it. The difficulty isn't how. The difficulty is who. Who must you become to execute this? You must become the exception. You must become the one comfortable in the cold, the one who doesn't need the crowd's approval, the one who sees the world not as it should be, but as it is. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince to be popular. He wrote it to tell the truth. And the truth is, you have the power to change your reality, but only if you abandon the victim role. You are the architect. The blueprints are in your hands. The question is, will you build? But be careful. Once you step onto this path, there's no going back. Once you see the strings, you can no longer be a puppet. Wealth isolates before it liberates. Are you ready for that silence? Most people aren't. They'd rather be poor and understood than rich and alone.